You ever have one of those days where you're just cruising along, thinking you've got your little world all sorted out, and then, boom, something slams into you so hard you don't know which way is up? That was me last Tuesday, girls, and I'm still picking up the pieces. I stepped out with my sweet buddy to grab some coffee filters. Nothing life-changing, right? And 3 blocks later, I stumbled into a secret that's got my heart racing, my stomach in knots, and my head spinning like a top. I'm a wreck, y'all. Shaking 1 minute, sobbing the next. And I've got to spill this to you, because it's crazier than anything I've ever binge-watched on those trashy reality shows we all swear we don't love. So pour yourself a glass of wine, kick off your shoes, and listen up. This one's gonna blow your mind. I'm Jen, 38, a graphic designer who's been hustling from my little home office in suburban Ohio. My husband, Mark, 42, works sales for some HVAC company. Always on the road, always tossing me that smooth-talking grin that used to make my knees weak. We've been together 12 years, married 9. No kids, just me, him, and Buddy, our golden retriever who's my furry lifeline with those soulful eyes and that goofy tail wag that lights up my day. Our house is this cute little spot, cozy, not fancy, with a porch I used to dream we'd sit on when we're old, sipping iced tea and laughing about the good old days. Sure, we'd fight over dumb stuff. Who forgot to take the trash out, why he was late again, why he couldn't just fix the leaky faucet he swore he'd get to. But I loved him, girls. Loved him with every fiber of my being. Those late-night talks, those quiet mornings, those promises I thought meant something. I thought he loved me back. Turns out, I was living in a fairy tale while he was spinning a web of lies so big it could trap a whole dang town. It all started with something so silly it's almost laughable if it didn't hurt so much. Coffee filters. Mark was off on one of his Pittsburgh conferences, flashing that wink I used to swoon over, and I woke up to an empty box. I'm a total disaster without my morning coffee. Grumpy, foggy, the works. So I yanked on a hoodie, some faded thing from a concert we went to back when I thought we were unbreakable. Leashed up Buddy, and headed to the corner store 3 blocks down. It's this old family joint. Margie at the register knows Buddy by name, always asks how his hips are doing since he started slowing down. I'm standing in line, juggling the filters, when a kid behind me pipes up. Daddy says we're getting pizza tonight. Cute, right? Just a little everyday moment. Then the guy answers, "Only if you finish your homework first, champ." That voice. Mark's voice, low, warm, with that raspy catch I'd know in a coma. My heart stops dead in my chest. The filters slip from my hands and hit the floor with a dull smack. I spin around and oh my God, it's him. Mark. My Mark. Standing there in that gray polo I washed last week, holding hands with a boy, 7 or so, scruffy hair, a big gap-toothed grin. Next to him's a blonde, young, perky, maybe 30, pushing a cart with a toddler gnawing on crackers, drool dripping down his chubby chin. She's giggling at something the kid said. Mark's got this proud, glowing look I haven't seen since we were newlyweds, dreaming up our future. I can't breathe, can't move, can't think. Buddy barks, tail wagging like it's a damn reunion, and Mark looks up. Our eyes lock. Panic flashes across his face, pure, caught in the act terror. Then he slaps on this fake salesman grin. "Jen! Hey, what are you doing here?" "What am I doing? I live 3 blocks away, you cheating son of a gun! What are you doing with a wife and kids I've never laid eyes on?" I'm screaming inside, but my mouth's glued shut, my pulse hammering so loud it's all I hear. The blonde snaps, "Mark, who's this?" Her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "Oh, this is Jen. She's a coworker." He stammers, tripping over the lie like it's a bad joke. Coworker, 12 years of marriage, 12 years of cooking his favorite chili, folding his boxers, believing every "I love you," and I'm a coworker? I want to lunge at him, scream until my throat bleeds, but the kid tugs his hand. "Daddy, can we go?" Daddy. That word rips through me like a jagged blade, leaving me gutted. I choke out something about needing to leave, grab Buddy, and bolt, legs wobbling, chest heaving, the world tilting under my feet. I stumble home, hands shaking so bad I drop my keys 3 times before I get the door open. I collapse on the couch, Buddy pressing against me, his big head in my lap like he's trying to hold me together. I don't cry. Not yet. I'm too stunned, too furious, too hollowed out. Mark has a family, kids, a wife, 3 blocks away from the life we built. My mind's a tornado, tearing through every memory I should have questioned, every late night at the office he came home smelling like cologne I didn't buy, every business trip he returned from with that weird, guilty smile, every time he snatched his phone away when I got too close. How did I miss this? How could he do this to me? To us? To everything I thought we were? I can't just sit there. I'd lose it completely. I grab my laptop, hands trembling like I've had 10 espressos, and start digging like my life depends on it. Joint accounts normal. Bills, groceries, his stupid golf fees I always razzed him about wasting money on. Then I check his work credit card, the one he always brushed off with a, "Don't worry about it, babe." Daycare payments, Little Sprouts, $200 a month, every month. Restaurant tabs, Tony's Italian, dozens of dinners I never ate, $50 here, $70 there. Women's clothes, dresses, shoes, lingerie I'd never fit into. 6 years of charges, going back to when we were still picking out curtains for the living room, giggling over paint swatches like idiots in love. He wasn't working late. He was playing house 3 blocks away. I feel sick, like someone's punched me in the stomach and left me gasping. I hit Instagram next, scrolling his followers like a woman on a mission. There she is, at Katie Bear Mom. It's her, blonde, smiling wide, those kids hanging on her like little monkeys. Bio. Mom to my little bears, wife to my rock. My rock? The man I vowed my life to? I Google her. Catherine Marie Ellison, married Mark David Ellison, June 2017. 2 years after our wedding. He's a bigamist, y'all, a straight-up criminal, and I've been bankrolling his double life like some naive fool who didn't know better. But hold on, girls. It gets wilder. The boy's 7. I do the math, and my stomach lurches. Mark started this before her wedding, right after ours, when we were still in that honeymoon glow, laughing over bad selfies from the beach. I find an old LinkedIn post she made 5 years ago. Some work event, him blurry in the background with his arm around her, both of them grinning like they'd won the lottery. He was cheating from the start, from the minute we said, "I do." Our whole marriage was a sham, and I'm sitting here feeling like I've been hit by a truck. He walks in that night like it's just another Tuesday. "Hey babe, how's your day?" he says, tossing his keys on the counter, whistling some tune that grates on my last nerve. I want to smash a plate over his head, watch it shatter like my trust. "Fine," I say, voice cold as a freezer. "Saw some folks at the store." He stops whistling, face going pale. "Yeah? Yeah, a guy like you with a wife and kids." He starts stammering, pathetic lies about helping a friend that wouldn't fool a toddler. I cut him off, sharp. "I saw the card. Her Instagram. How long?" He slumps into a chair, head in his hands like he's the victim here. 6 years, he mutters. 6 years. Half our marriage, half my life with him, gone. He met her at a work conference, fell in love, couldn't choose, so he kept us both, me in our house, her 3 blocks away, said he didn't want to hurt me, that he still loved me. I laugh, a bitter, ugly sound that bounces off the walls. "Get out!" he cries, begs, swears he'll dump her, that I'm his real wife. I grab his coat, shove it at him. "Go play daddy somewhere else," I snap, slamming the door so hard the frame shakes. Next morning, I'm on the phone with a lawyer before the sun's up. Divorce is coming fast, and he's not getting a penny of my savings. Then I message Katie our wedding pic with a blunt, "You need to know the truth." She calls an hour later, sobbing so hard I can barely make out her words. He told her I was his crazy ex who wouldn't let go, said I was some stalker he'd ditched years ago. She had no clue I existed, thought she was his forever. She's filing too, her voice breaking with the same rage and hurt I feel. We're meeting for coffee tomorrow. 2 women he played, sipping lattes and swapping stories about the man who ruined us. It's insane, almost funny if it didn't cut so deep. Then the next bomb drops. I find an email from his boss 3 years back, a pic of Mark with Katie at a company picnic, the boy tossing a frisbee in the background. His co-workers knew. Those jerks shook my hand at holiday parties, asked about Buddy, complimented my cookies, all while knowing he had another wife down the street. I'm humiliated. Did they laugh at me behind my back? Bet on how long I'd stay clueless? I feel like a fool, like the punchline to some sick office joke. But wait, girls, here's where it gets downright bonkers. I crack into his old laptop, hidden folder, locked with Buddy123. Real genius, Mark. Photos, bank slips. There's a third woman, a brunette in Chicago with a kid, 4 or so, who's got Mark's nose and that same crooked smile. 2 years ago, he was wiring her money, hundreds a month, funneled through some shady account I never saw. 3 lives, 3 families, 3 women he's been stringing along. I scream into a pillow, shaking so hard I think I'll break apart. Who is this man I married? What kind of monster does this? Then another twist hits me like a freight train. In his desk drawer, buried under old receipts, I find an unsent letter, dated last month. To me. He wrote he was sorry, that he was planning to come clean because Katie's pregnant again. Baby number 3 on the way. He never sent it. Too much of a coward, I guess. I'm dizzy, reeling, my head pounding. Another kid? And he still couldn't face me? Still thought he could keep juggling us like some twisted circus act? And just when I think I've hit rock bottom, my sister-in-law Lisa, Mark's brother's wife, calls, whispering like she's scared he'll hear. She's freaking out, says she's sorry, that she should have told me sooner. Turns out, Mark bragged to his brother years ago about having it all. 2 women, 2 homes, the perfect setup. His own family knew. His brother, his mom, even his nosy aunt who always asked me for recipes at Thanksgiving. Lisa swears she thought he'd stopped, that it was just guy talk. But I'm done. I hang up, numb. Everyone knew but me. My whole life was a stage, and I was the only one not in on the script. Then, because this nightmare won't end, I get a text from my best friend Tara. She's been digging too, bless her. She found a real estate listing from last year. Mark co-signed a lease for a condo in Florida. No name attached, but there's a payment trail from that same work card. A 4th woman? Another kid? I don't even know anymore. I'm shaking, laughing like a lunatic, because if I don't, I'll cry until I can't stop. Now I'm here, Buddy curled up beside me, his warm weight the only thing keeping me sane. The house is dead quiet, just the hum of the fridge and my ragged breathing. 3 blocks away, Katie's probably staring at her own walls, picking up the pieces. In Chicago, this brunette might be living her own lie. Or maybe she knows and doesn't care. Somewhere in Florida, there could be another woman, another kid, another life mark spun out of my ignorance. He's texting me from a friend's couch, begging forgiveness, saying he'll fix it. I delete every word before I finish reading. I'm a mess, girls. Some days I'm a fireball, raging, picturing every lie he fed me, every fake "I love you," every night I waited up while he was with them. Others, I'm a ghost, sipping coffee from filters I finally bought, staring at walls that feel like they're mocking me. I burned his stuff last night. Old love notes, that polo, pics from our first date. Watched it turn to ash in the backyard, the smoke stinging my eyes. Felt good for a second, but I'm still drowning. What now? Do I sell this house, pack up and run where he can't find me? Track down this Chicago chick, this Florida mystery, see how deep this rabbit hole goes? Confront his family, his coworkers, every single person who smiled at me while knowing? Burn his whole world down and dance on the ruins? I don't know, y'all. I'm lost, angry, broken, and Buddy's all I've got left. What would you do if this was your life? How do you climb out of this kind of hell?